This really, for me, brings the whole business of slavery. It throws it in my face.
Your destination, Jamaica. Women chefs, women artists. Experience them for yourself. This is the WTAF show. Women, travel, art, food. Yes, Jamaica is a tropical paradise. It also has a history fully steeped in slavery. Jamaica was once a proverbial jewel in the British crown. Plantations like Mount Plenty produced livestock, coffee, and sugarcane, otherwise known as white gold. From 1796 to 1799, 814 plantations were active on the island, owned by colonialists and operated by enslaved humans. Mount Plenty was one such plantation, and today is the home and expansive studio space of contemporary artist Laura Facey. Like my travel partner Dinah Ogilvy and the majority of Jamaicans today, Laura is a direct descendant of ancestors who were enslaved. She is best known for her large sculpture, Redemption Song, in Emancipation Park in Kingston. Laura's art takes the institution of slavery and smacks us in the face with it. You can't help but pay attention. She doesn't do it for shock value, though. She lives and works each day on a former plantation and reconciles the realities and legacy of slavery with dignity and the human spirit.
So Laura, tell us about Mount Plenty.
It's a heritage home, and it was built in 1750. It's a plantation with cattle and pimento, and I've been living here for about 42 years.
Wow.
Yes. This canoe would normally be sitting on its stand there, and it would be surrounded by sugarcane. It's called Their Spirits Gone Before Them.
So what are the little figures made of?
They're made of resin.
Okay.
And there was this struggle. Mm-hmm. How can I take my freed people and put them back in a slave situation? Mm-hmm. And I was reading Margaret Césaire Thompson's book, or my husband was reading it, and he read me this little passage. "'Tis a spirit thing, and their spirits have gone before them into the Blue Mountains." Something like that.
Oh.
And I just said, yes, we're eternal. Mm-hmm. So this takes us to the past and also to the future. And by acknowledging the pain of the past, we can move on.
You're tackling with some very, very hard subjects.
Well, my early work was all cathartic. And then I reached this beautiful point where I went through my own healing, and now my work is prayerful. So it's easy, it's beautiful. These are all prayers for our healing.
Mm-hmm. Oh my.
This is an inventory of the slaves that were actually living on Mount Plenty. So in 1820, John Hyatt died, and this is what he owned. Male slaves, 62 of them. Females, 63 of them. Horses, sheep, hogs, and poultry. And this is the value of each one. So the blacksmith was 500 pounds.
Because he has a skill.
He has a skill. Mm-hmm. Now you look at old Joe, nothing. Mm-hmm. He's worth nothing because he's old. Tom is old. He's worth nothing. So it's also shocking that horses are worth 90 pounds, 60 pounds, more than some of the slaves.
50
pounds.
For the
40
women,
pounds.
looking at the value placed on the women.
Right.
Catherine.
This really, for me, brings the whole business of slavery. It throws it in my face, for me, that I'm standing here on Mount Plenty, and this is about Mount Plenty. So this piece is called 62 Men and 63 Women, and it's on a stone wall because that's what they did. They built stone walls over every acre of this property. Up hills, down valleys. It's amazing what they did.
I'm so upset looking at this.
This is called Heart of a Man. So a woman's primary job in life, if you want to say, is nurturing. A man's is protection. So if you can imagine coming across the Atlantic, he's shackled on the ship. He is separated from his family. He can do nothing. His heart is ripped from his chest. So this is what this piece is about. It's called Heart of a Man.
Okay.
So I did this piece because there was a lot of... I'd already done my Me Too piece. I had done another piece before this. But I wanted to do something that would be healing for men. So, because a lot of our young men sit on the side of the road waiting.
Right on.
And I think it's related to what happened in the past. You know, men were put one side, women were put the other. You know, all the men had to do was make the women pregnant, take no responsibility.
Yeah.
And so that pattern is still being passed down.
Mm-hmm.
So our job is to give opportunity, education and opportunity to the young men, in particular, everyone.
So we're in your shed.
Yes,
So this is where all the magic happens.
yes.
What are we working on?
Currently we have some hearts that we are burning at the back there, and further back we are carving the hearts, and also we have some lignum vitae points being made.
So these are the anatomical hearts.
Yes, exactly.
Let's talk about the wood,
Well,
the trees. Yeah.
sometimes when trees fall down, people call me and say, would you like a lignum vitae tree or a guango tree? I'm very lucky that way. I have a rule now, I don't want to cut any more live trees.
Okay.
I depend on nature to help me if needed. I'm essentially a carver, not someone who works in clay. If I work in clay, I end up carving it down. I'm a carver, and I'm surrounded by trees. It's natural to use what's given to me.
Yes.
So the three graces with the heart at the top. Normally it's a head at the top, you know, of something like this. And but the head and the heart now are one. Because the heart's up there, you know, and we have balance. It's about balance. It's also about giving ourselves the grace to transcend the past, the trauma. So that's what's symbolic for me.
My father would have loved this place.
Yes.
My father was an artist who became a police officer, and he died waiting for a heart transplant. But he had his own woodworking studio. So this would be he'd be so fascinated by this. It's beautiful.
The monument was so intentional. For the 6 weeks when I was creating it, it's like I was almost in prayer. I've got to create the most. This piece is like a prayer. It's got to radiate out. It's in the center of Kingston. It's got to do its work. It's got to transform. I would say the thought did not change. I wanted people to experience the possibility that they could let go of the past. That transformation was that's what Bob Marley sang about. That's what Marcus Garvey wrote about. So I wanted them to be connected to the divine, and you know, it was a very, very, very intentional piece. So they're in communion with themselves and the divine. So it's like three things, you know, man, woman, and God, you know. Mind, body, spirit.